It's not very often when you see me with straight hair, but these are unusual times, so... Hey friends, welcome back to my channel, and if you've never been here before and you're new, hello, I'm Vilma, and today I'm gonna bake a cake. Carrot cake is my absolute #1 favorite cake in the world. It is sweet, but it is a little spicy because it has nutmeg and... is it nutmeg? No, it has clove. I'm so sorry. Carrot cake has cinnamon and clove. Those are just very comforting, just really cozy spices. In times like this, it's just great to bake something that is sweet and comforting. The first thing that comes to mind is carrot cake, and especially this carrot cake that I'm gonna bake. This recipe is originally from the website veganilito.fi. I'm gonna link it down below, so if you're Finnish and you want to read the recipe, you can. But if you're not a Finnish speaking person, don't worry, I'm here to tell you how to make this cake. I will be putting all the measurements and stuff down below in the description box because I just find it so much easier to follow a recipe if I can read the measurements and all the ingredients. So all of those things will be written down in the description box. Now I guess all of you just want to get into the recipe, so without further ado, let's get into it. Let's start with the ingredients for the cake. So you'll be needing grated carrot, some flour, brown sugar, baking powder and baking soda, cinnamon, salt, clove, oil, plant-based milk, I used soy, and of course vegan butter. And all the ingredients and the measurements will be in the description box down below. Alright, and now we can get started, and we're gonna start with mixing all the dry ingredients together. So get yourself a little bowl and a tablespoon and a teaspoon. Dump all of your flours into the bowl, then measure the baking soda and the baking powder, then measure the stars of the show, clove, and cinnamon. And those are all of your dry ingredients. Now just mix them all together very well. Okay, time to move on and make a mess because it's time for all of the very messy, wet ingredients. Well, we're gonna start with brown sugar that is not so messy, but it's very sticky. Anyway, then we add the oil, mix just a little bit if you like. I wanted to. And then I added the plant-based milk into the mixture, and now I just mixed and mixed until the mix was just very smooth, just like this. Ta-da! When your wet mixture looks very smooth and nice, it's time to just simply add the dry ingredients in. I personally like to add first just a half of the dry ingredients and then add the second and then fold it in. If you can see what I'm doing, like I don't vigorously mix right away. I fold it and then I vigorously mix. Just for a bit though, like we don't want the dough to become very stiff. Time to add the most important ingredient of a carrot cake. You guessed it, it's carrot. Here you can see me adding and then folding in, again, see, folding, not vigorously mixing, only folding in my grated carrot. And when you have done that, your cake mixture is ready. But it ain't going into the oven on its own. It needs a cake tin. So wash your hands, get some butter on your fingers, and spread it around your cake tin because we don't want anyone's carrot cake to be stuck in a cake tin. It sucks, believe me. So when your cake tin looks like this, then you can get your carrot cake batter and dump it into the cake tin. Last thing is to bake your cake in 175 degrees for about 45 minutes. I do have to say that my cake, because of the very small cake pan, it took a lot longer than 45 minutes, but just check up on it. While the cake is baking, we can make the frosting, and I will end the song right away. For the frosting, you will need powdered sugar, vegan cream cheese, and some vegan butter. And we'll be using an electric mixer for this as well. The vegan cream cheese that I'm using is the Oatly one, which is made of oats. I'm just scooping it into the bowl, and it is quite soft, so I am using quite a lot of powdered sugar in this recipe. If the vegan cream cheese you're using is made of soy, it's probably firmer than this one, so you can use a deciliter less powdered sugar when you're making this. Here you're seeing how I mix the cream cheese just a little bit before I add the very, very warm and soft vegan margarine into the mixture, and that again I'm mixing together so it's all like nice and fatty. We love that. But we also love sugar, so it's time to start, like, I should say scooping, but I didn't scoop, I just kind of poured the powdered sugar in, and this you absolutely have to sift. Like, you have to do it. It takes time, it's annoying, but do it, because otherwise this frosting will be clumpy and we don't want clumpy. And when all the powdered sugar is sifted into all of the fatty goodness, mix it together with an electric mixer in a very low speed, in the lowest speed. My frosting ended up for some reason being a little stiff, so I added just a little bit of water so it's like nice and not runny, but just a little runny. Here you see what my frosting ended up being like. I like my frosting like a little runny, but like not runny. Okay, let's move on. About an hour later, my cake was finally done, and I took it out of the oven, and then, plot twist, you can't do anything about it because you just have to let it cool down. When your cake has come from the oven, please remember that you have to let it cool down completely. I just want to highlight this because if you put anything on a warm cake, the frosting will melt, like 100%. It will, even if it's a tiny bit warm, it will melt. So wait, be patient. I just wanted to say this and show my face so you know that this is important. When my cake was mostly cooled down, like I could actually hold it, I got it to my baking station, aka my desk, and removed the sides of the cake tin, and then I leveled the cake into 3 levels and let those levels cool down, because those cool down much quicker than a cake like in one piece. When finally my cake had cooled down completely, I got the frosting out of the fridge. I hope you put it in the fridge because otherwise it will start melting. Anyway, I started putting it on the levels of the cake. You don't have to like put any water or juice or anything on the cake levels because the cake is so moist thanks to the carrot. That is the best part of carrot cake. Put a generous amount of the frosting on every level and on the top. This frosting, actually, the measurements in the description box down below are actually for a double frosting. So this is double the amount of frosting that was in the original recipe. I just like a lot of frosting, so I just make a heck ton of it. As a last little cherry on top, I crushed some almonds and put those on the cake. I would prefer pecans, but I only had almonds this time. And when I had done that, the cake was ready. Ta-da! It's not the prettiest cake, but it is the most delicious. Every time I make this, it disappears from our fridge in 2 days, so that's all you need to know about it. Honestly, such a delicious cake. Try it. And we're done! Your cake is ready and it is delicious. I actually baked this cake yesterday, so it's the day after from baking it, and it's actually better today. It was so much more flavorful, and the frosting kind of, it stiffens and it's just so good. I already ate a piece this morning and I will eat another piece very soon. It tastes amazing with a cup of coffee or just by itself as a little snack. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little recipe video, and if you want to see more of these on my channel, be sure to hit thumbs up and tell me in the comments down below which recipes you want to see. I hope you try this cake recipe. It's pretty easy, honestly, and if you don't want to bake a cake, this will work as a cupcake recipe as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you all are having a good day, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!